See, Peter's issue wasn't that Jesus, he could clearly see that Jesus could walk on water. He knew that Jesus was able. The issue was believing that Jesus could do that through him. See, the whole power of the gospel is this, that Jesus died and rose again. Actually, you can't actually be a Christian if you don't believe that. If you don't believe that, I'm sorry, you're probably a nice person, but you're not a Christian. That's at the fundamental, is believing that Jesus Christ, that God raised him from the dead. This is kind of a huge fundamental. But the deal is this. This deal is this. Most people had no problem believing, and I think a lot of people had no problem believing the Easter story, the resurrection story. That the Holy Spirit could raise Jesus from death to life. The issue is believing that that same Holy Spirit can raise us from death to life. It's not enough to just believe in the resurrection story. We must believe that that same resurrection power lives in us, and that resurrection power can take us from lost to found, and in other areas, sick to healed, where there's separation, reconciliation, that God can bring together that which is separate, that we believe in God's resurrection power in our lives. See, the issue for these Israelites is they had no problem believing that God is able. Where they suffered is believing that God is able through them. And so much of it was this thinking, this slavery thinking. That, you know what's interesting? People say they were slaves in Egypt, then free. I don't believe that. I think they were slaves for 40 years because of their mentality. They had slavery, physical slavery, then 40 years worth of mental slavery. The issue was it was only when they were ready to truly trust God that they could inherit what God had called them to.